working for everybody. Change my settings on my laptop here real quick.
About the cutting board going, right?
That's fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Huh?
Make your browser fast.
All right, I'm getting an ad, so that's a good sign. That means it's probably live.
Choose Google Chrome for your computer.
I can never remember how to do this. For those of you who can see me, hello. Give me 1 second.
Looking clean, my boy.
There we go. That's what I'm looking for. 2 hours. I like to read the chat on my laptop, so. Mute my audio. Ah. There we go. Alrighty. Hey everyone. Happy Saturday night. I hope y'all can hear me good. All right, there we go. Hey, 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 everyone. I see Kimberly, Crystal, Johnny, Melissa, Terry, Ashley, Katie, Lori. Man, y'all got in here quick. See Texas, Southern Oregon. Awesome, awesome. Hi, Lisa, Andrew, and Mom. She's not here tonight. She's out of town. She did a half marathon today. Go her. And she completed it. It was her first one. She did her first 5K, I think a couple months ago, and then she did a half marathon today. I did not get a new camera. That's probably, I don't know, maybe my internet's better today. Maybe if it looks sharper, that could be why. Awesome, awesome. Love seeing everyone joining in. It's 8 p.m. in Florida. What part of is oh, thank you, Andrew. Is part of the Panhandle Central Time? I have no idea. It is definitely 9 o'clock on the East Coast here, though. Hey, Nicole from Southern California. What's on the menu tonight? So I'm gonna be making I like to call it jambalaya inspired because I am not claiming any kind of like authenticity to this dish here, but it's gonna be a jambalaya inspired rice cooker dish. So hopefully it'll turn out good. I mean, I say that, but I know it's gonna turn out good. Hey, Margie from Michigan, Jessica in Connecticut, Steve in Niagara Falls, Canada. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, Johnny, Panhandle. I figured that had to have been the case. Hoping to make a trip out to Florida next month. Got more Florida representation. Got Jess from Pennsylvania. Awesome, awesome. I'm gonna get started actually like cooking in just a few minutes here. I just figured, you know, have a couple of minutes for hellos, let people join on in. Got Ontario, Canada. Australia, oh, okay, 11 a.m. And I imagine that, yeah, that would be 11 a.m. tomorrow, so that's a hello in the future. Western Washington. Oh my gosh, Melissa, thank you so much. You just joined in. It's way too soon to be so generous with my stream. But thank you so much. Y'all gonna make me blush already. I haven't had any of my wine yet. Okay, I'm at least gonna start heating my pan up here. You can't see it, but I'll drop it down if I need to. See, Ashley made chicken and rice and beans for dinner. I always love chicken and rice and beans. Those are 3 of my favorite things. Get a little bit of oil in my pan. And let's just start that heating up. Christine, I am happy you caught me live too. All right, get a little bit of celery. I think a couple sticks should be fine. If it seems crowded, this is just my life. This is how it always is when I'm making stuff. Homemade flour tortillas, yeah, I'm definitely due to do some more. I tend to, so corn tortillas, I always love homemade corn tortillas way more than store-bought. Flour tortillas, I'm like, I honestly kind of like the store-bought ones better. Like, I'll make them because it's way cheaper to make them, and they're still good, but yeah, I kind of like, when it comes to flour tortillas, like, I weirdly like the store-bought ones a little better. Morehead City, North Carolina. Hey, Crystal. Have I ever worked at a restaurant before? I have never worked at a restaurant. Trying to think what would the closest I've ever been to working at a restaurant. I worked in a backpacking program where we cooked meals over a campfire, but that is the closest I've ever been to working with food, like professionally in any capacity whatsoever, and that was primarily just rice and beans. Next closest thing would be I cut up the summer sausage samples at the Hickory Farms at the mall and handed those out. Actually a really fun seasonal job. Hey, Life in the Sticks from Southern Kentucky. Sin from Detroit. The wine of choice tonight, it's the same wine that I had in my last chat. I just have not really had any wine. Of late, it is the Yellowtail Pinot Noir. But yeah, I'm still working off that bottle. And I think that was a bottle I got for my birthday. Yeah, see, once you start seeing me cut veggies, you'll know I've never worked professionally. Because I don't think I cut poorly, but like you can tell the difference between like when you watch a professional chef who cooks, like, you know the difference. How did I learn how to cook? I primarily learned how to cook via, it was mostly food blogs back before I was really, I mean, YouTube existed, but I wasn't really like going onto YouTube to learn how to cook. I was going on people's food blogs, and then I eventually moved on to YouTube videos. That and just like lots of trial and error. Like once I started figuring out like the basics and like ingredients that I liked, then it, I don't know, I guess it became a lot easier to like develop my own style of cooking, and like I feel like I'm at a point where I can, a lot of ingredients, I can just like know what I want to do with them and like how I want to put them together. I have okay knife skills. I won't say great knife skills. I have okay knife skills. Like, you know, I don't cut myself, knock on wood, now that like, you know, I'm on camera, that would be the time to do it. You know, my knife gets me where I need to go. My favorite recipe that I've made on YouTube. So my number one favorite recipe is 100% Korean fried chicken. I've made it in my own videos a few times. It is a manchi recipe. She is a Korean YouTube chef, and she's amazing, and she's got really, really great videos on explaining like different Korean ingredients, like so that way you can feel confident going and shopping for them. And she's a really, really fantastic teacher, and she's also like an incredibly sweet personality. So like she's like an absolute pleasure to watch. Do we get to see a new pot tonight? So I'm gonna be using the rice cooker and one of my cast iron pans to cook. So I'm not going to be cooking in a new pot, but I may have splurged a little bit. I love it. The color is so pretty. I feel like it doesn't come on camera how pretty it is. Like I'm very happy with my purchase. I've been getting all the Le Creuset unboxings on TikTok. Of like they do their, I don't know if it's like their factory sales or whatever it is. I don't know. I just know you pay for a ticket to go to the event, and then you have to spend a certain amount of money, and then you can buy a mystery box. And I always get them on TikTok, and I'm not having much FOMO right now because I just got myself a new piece, and it would only cost me $30 versus, you know, I think it ends up coming out to being like a $250 investment to go to one of those Le Creuset events. So hey, Rochelle from Sacramento, welcome. What was they going? Oh, utensil. I need a utensil to move my stuff around in my pan here. I'll give you a shot of what's going on in the pan once it becomes interesting, but right now it's just a pan with oil in it. Alright, so I got all my cut up onions here. Add those to the pan. The last couple times I haven't used the stovetop that I've done lives, so I had to make extra sure that I had my setup right here where my laptop and stuff is far enough away that I'm not gonna create a disaster in my kitchen. Shocked how many young folk like cast iron. I don't know why I started liking cast iron. I don't even remember when I started collecting it. I've had it for quite a few years. I'd say that my collection is like almost complete. I have a couple more pieces that I would like to round it out. But having the enamel cast iron, the big round soup pot, that was one of them. I have like a frying pan that I want to get. That's like, it just, you know, fits in between my really large one and my smaller ones, just for versatility in cooking. And that might be it. That might be all the cast iron pieces I need to complete my little collection. All right, so I got my onions going. I'm gonna do my celery real quick. And I'm just cutting the very ends off here off. I'll use some of the green, maybe all of the green. I'm not sure yet. Or the leaves, rather, when I say the green. I'm just cutting it into strips. And before anyone mentions it, I know I could put a towel down to eliminate any wobble in my cutting board, but this one's not too bad. Cast iron actually adds a significant amount of iron to food. Yeah, and I cook tomatoes in my cast iron a lot. So, I mean, I haven't had any blood tests or anything to see what, if I'm deficient in anything lately, but I assume that I would not be deficient in iron. All right, cut these up real quick. I'll get back to the chat in a second. I'm gonna concentrate real quick while I do this. I feel like that's how as someone like cooking live, that's how you go viral in a way that you don't want to, is you have a kitchen disaster of some sort on camera. All right, so I'm gonna add what I've already cut here in, and then I'll chop up a little more of the tops here. Michelle says, when I make your meals for my family, they always taste great. Thank you for sharing. Good. That is the, honestly, like that is the #1 compliment that I could get. Because I know, like, my household definitely likes my meals, so, like, I'm going to keep cooking the way I've been cooking. You know, but, like, being helpful to other people and, like, making other people confident to try new things, or just, like, I don't know, just to, like, experience joy in cooking and food. Like, that's the highest compliment that I could get. This little bit out of my way. Just catching up on the chat here real quick. How often do I sharpen my knives? I sharpen them, I don't know, just when I guess it depends on how frequently I'm using them and what I'm using them on, because some things will make them get duller than other things. But I just have like a little kitchen sharpener. I can show y'all in a minute. It's just like a basic little sharpener. If I had a really nice knife, like a really expensive knife, I may not use it, but I mean, my knife's not a cheap knife, but it's like it's not so expensive that I'm stressed that I'm gonna ruin it with my sloppy home sharpening. Alright, so all that celery went in. Let me rinse off my pepper here real quick. Andrew said he was going to come out and wash some rice for me. Let's see if he remembers that he said he was going to do that. If not, I can give him a shout, or I can do it myself. I'm a big girl. I can wash some rice. So what am I cooking? A couple people just popped in wondering what I'm cooking. I'm making a rice cooker jambalaya inspired recipe. The only reason I say inspired is because I'm definitely not making any claims to this being an authentic recipe or anything like that. Just kind of getting jambalaya vibes. And I know that there's, depending on where at in Louisiana you are, there's a lot of different ways that people make jambalaya. I know that, like, kind of similar to making chili. Like, depending on where you are regionally, it can be a little bit of a contested topic. Like, I'm going to include tomatoes in mine. From what I remember, I think that's basically like the difference between Cajun and Creole cooking, is one tends to use tomatoes and one doesn't. So I like to put tomatoes in, like, everything. Like, give me an excuse to add something, like tomatoes to something, and I'm going to add tomatoes to it. Should have grabbed myself a jalapeno. Do you still save your veggie scraps for broth? I do. Not like, I'm not going to say like 100% of the time, just depending on how much I've got going on in the freezer. And like, I don't know, sometimes I'm in a crazy rush and I just don't, but generally, yeah, I save my veggie scraps for broth. But I tend to go through my homemade broth like faster than, like, I don't even bother like freezing it and saving it typically, because I'll usually go through it as soon as I make it. Like, I'll make a chicken noodle soup or something, because I'll have the chicken bones and I'll have the veggie scraps. So I'm like, let me just make it all at once, and then I'll use up all the broth all at once. I love that you use so many fresh veggies. Man, I try. I was not, it's funny because so I was the quintessential picky kid growing up. I didn't eat anything. The only veggies I would touch are potatoes and corn. That's it. Wouldn't do carrots. Carrots were like one of my, I don't know, I guess you could call them my like transition veggies, like, you know, me transitioning to an adult palate. Because initially I wouldn't eat anything, even peas. Peas. I guess I ate peas too. I was like back and forth as a kid on peas. But even like fruit, I wouldn't even eat that much fruit. I would eat watermelon, strawberry, grapes, bananas, and apples and oranges. I think that's it. I wouldn't eat blueberries. I wouldn't eat raspberries. Like. So many, I wouldn't eat pineapple. I wouldn't touch pineapple. Like, so, I mean, my palate definitely has changed a ton. Nowadays, I will eat almost everything. Stir these around, and then I'll give y'all a look at what I got going on in here. Let me show you real quick. It's gonna be wobbly for a second. See, I just got my onions, my celery, and my green pepper cooking up in here. Bring it back up here. All right, perfect. You know what? I bet since I have my laptop up right here, hold on. Andrew, can you do the rice for me? I was able to just text them through my laptop. But, alright, let me catch up with y'all here for a minute. Can you show us your garden someday? My garden struggled this year. It's not very impressive this year. It's very overgrown. It's very weedy. Marigolds are doing great. My garden... Hi.
How much rice?
I think a cup is fine.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm having Andrew do the rice, so that way I don't have to stand there rinsing the rice with my back to y'all. But yeah, my garden is struggling this year. But I have a plan for next year. I have a plan. I got some soil amending that I'm gonna do. I got some fixes I'm gonna do. I can feel it like. This year's gonna be a slow garden year. Next year it's gonna be a really, really great garden year. I can feel it. I can tell. 100 thumbs up before you can cut up all the veggies. Well, I still got my tomatoes to go and my garlic, so. But for right now, I'm just letting the onions and the pepper and the celery cook up for a few. Technically, you could do this meal that I'm doing as like a complete one-pot meal. I love making one-pot meals in the Instant Pot and the rice cooker, especially if I just don't have an opportunity to like use a stove. But if I have the stove, I think that sauteing the veggies and like sauteing the meat really makes a difference. Even in the Instant Pot that has a saute function, I just don't think it gets hot enough long enough in the way that I want it to get a really good sear. And the Instant Pot bottom tends to be like, just because of the shape of the Instant Pot, I feel like it tends to crowd, and it's just really hard to get like a really nice sear on things. Alice, your garden broke your heart this year too. It was too hot. Yeah, it was a combination. Like, so we had like a month that was just all rain, and so like all the tomato plants were getting diseased, and I don't know what's been going on with my peppers, but like my peppers, one of my plants, the peppers have just been rotting before I can pick them. Like, I don't know if it's a soil, like a nutrient issue, or I don't know what, because peppers do well in the heat. They say hi, Andrew, by the way.
Hello.
Okay, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Good. I knew you'd get the reference.
Yeah, my green onions are the thing that's doing good. Hey Ashley, so happy that you could make it with us tonight. How tall am I? I barely clear 5'2".
5 foot fun.
I think I'm officially like 5'1" and 3/4. Caterpillars. Ooh, I had my first tomato hornworms this year. I did all the years that I've been gardening, never had any. Andrew's actually the one that spotted
Do you
it.
want me to put water in this, or?
No, you don't know about water. Just the rice is fine.
Alright.
And I know a lot of people, they feed their hornworms to their chickens when they find them. I don't have chickens, so my strategy is I just pluck them off and I chuck them across the yard. It's my, for all of my caterpillars, that's my strategy. I chuck them across the yard and, you know, the birds, maybe it's a snack for the birds. For the vultures.
I honestly forgot about that.
Yeah, so a couple of weeks ago, we noticed out our back door that there were all of these vultures around, like, in the trees in the backyard. And so it was like, what's going on here? Because, I mean, vultures they're freaking huge and, you know, a little bit imposing. And so we're like, what's going on? And then we realized that there was, like, in a way, way back in our backyard, they were landing. And we didn't go out and see what they were having that day, but then the next day I was like, you know, Andrew, we probably should like go back there and look just to make sure it's not like a body or something. I mean, you know, like crazy stuff can happen. It was a small deer. It was like a fawn that I guess must have been sickly or something. But yeah, I was like maybe we should make sure there's not a crime scene in our backyard. Veggie Loving Accountant, about to start Shelftober cooking from my pantry. Awesome, I do love that. Chickens would be great, but can't have them here. I can have them here, but I see, the problem is I get suggested posts on Facebook that make me a little intimidated about having chickens. You know, I've seen a few posts about chickens being like, egg bound and like things like that, and I don't know if I'm quite ready to take on that kind of commitment, because it's definitely not just, you know, oh yeah, just make sure they're fed and you know you're good. Like there's other aspects of owning chickens that I want to make sure that if I do it, like I'm ready for them. Hungry rabbits from hell this year for your garden. Yeah, I believe I have the only reason that. So I have a fence around mine, and a deer still managed to get into my garden this year. First time ever that happened.
I have a strong burden against that deer because it ate the cucumber plant.
Yeah, Andrew's mad at the deer that got in the garden because it ate the cucumbers. I have gotten a few nice cucumbers this year. Like, it's funny because the more expensive cucumber seeds I got, not doing great. The cheap, like the real cheap Dollar Tree seeds that weren't even from this year, great. Like doing so great. Ooh, chicken enchilada soup. That sounds good. Ashley's gonna be doing a Souptober next month. I love soup. I could have soup all the time. It's always good. Karen says you've never had chicken with an egg band. Okay, so maybe it's just Facebook making it seem like this is something that happens frequently enough. But they always include a photo, and that especially scares me. Stacy, you should have pretty good luck with Dollar Tree seeds. Yeah, the Dollar Tree seeds are great. So American Meadows, it's the same parent company that owns, what's it? Not Burberry, but the other one, Fairy Morse. It's the same parent company that owns them. It's just their budget line, and that's why you're not going to see like fancy varieties and things like that. Like they're a little more like basic. But I mean, you know, they're like the tried and true basic varieties, so they work really, really well. And I've always had really good germination on them. Like the fruit and veggies are always delicious. Soup is my comfort food, even during the summer in the desert. I'm a year-round soup girly. It's never the wrong time of year for soups, and especially because like, okay, so this year, like I said, my garden didn't do so great, but like when I'm drowning in tomatoes, like I love a tomato soup in the summer. Like a tomato soup and a grilled cheese in the summertime, like, fantastic. I love, 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 love it. So I got a cup of rice here that Andrew washed for me. Give my tomatoes an extra little rinse here. These are some Roma tomatoes from Aldi. And I'm just gonna slice these up. I might grab another one, maybe, we'll see.
Those are the ones from the bag?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one I had earlier, that was really good.
Yeah, they looked really
Nice
good.
nice and meaty.
Right, like they're the reddest, like most vibrant tomatoes that, like Roma tomatoes that I've seen in a while. Because like I love Romas, but I noticed that like from the grocery store, they tend to be, I don't know, like they can be like pale and like not very flavorful and like not the best.
The ones at Food Lion the other day looked like squash.
I don't know what you mean.
Like they were just like wrinkly. And,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
they were
yeah,
just
yeah.
getting old. And
Yeah, Food Lion hasn't had good Roma tomatoes for a while. But that's why I'm you know, always grateful that we have kind of a crazy amount of grocery stores that we can shop at, and they're all really, really close. So like I noticed I actually did the mapping on how long it takes for like our normal grocery store loop if we hit all 3 stores that we regularly go to. And it's only a 5-mile loop, like not even like a 5-mile one way and then back. It's a 5-mile loop. Takes no more than 15 minutes to drive the whole thing. So we're very, very fortunate in the variety of grocery stores that we have access to, as well as how close they are to us. See, Christine, your cucumbers tasted awful this year. Not sure why, other than it being so hot. I'm pretty sure that's all it needs for your cucumbers to not taste good. I think
I think they're really bitter. Probably.
yeah, that's what I'm assuming is probably that they're bitter, and I'm pretty sure that's what the heat does. What are you making this evening? I am making a rice cooker kind of jambalaya inspired dish. So right now I've got rice in my rice cooker, and I'm chopping up some tomatoes to add. I've got onions and onions and peppers and celery. That's it. Onions and peppers and celery sauteing. We don't have Aldi in Oregon, but we have Winco. I've heard really good things about Winco. Because Winco has like a really good like bulk food section, right? Like where you go and like you fill your own bags and stuff. Because the only stores that we have around here that do that are Whole Foods, and that used to be good until Amazon took over them. And then their bulk food section just wasn't that great anymore. And then we have Sprouts. Sprouts isn't like super close to us, and honestly, like Sprouts is always expensive these days. Like they're another one that like before COVID, we would go there a lot and we would get really good deals on like their bulk stuff when it would go on sale. But like lately, it's just like not even worth going in there, not worth spending the gas to go out there because it's just not as good as it used to be. Johnny says you can walk to the store. Yeah, that's definitely, I love being able to walk to a grocery store. We used to have a Kroger, because Kroger used to be one of the big grocery stores around here, and then they left the North Carolina market. But when there was a Kroger, we could walk to it in like 15 minutes, and we would do it a lot. We would, because we'd walk to Kroger, and we would see what they had in their bakery section, because their samples. So Harris Teeter is the store that we have, and it is owned by Kroger. It was bought by Kroger shortly before Kroger's left the North Carolina market. And Harris Teeter got nothing on Kroger. So like the Kroger bakery section, basically they're probably not tomatoes. The stuff that was getting old in the bakery section, they would put it out for samples. And there are so many times that we went in and there were full-size cupcakes and like, you know, full, like the big sugar cookies that are frosted, and like they had so much. Like every day we would go and there would be, you know, we'd get a little treat for our walk, and then we would get to look at the manager special stuff and like, you know, do a little shopping too. And you know, because we were walking, like it was so close and we could walk there. We didn't have to buy like a week's worth of groceries or anything at a time. So we could go there and just see what was like on sale for the day, get a little fitness in. It was good. It was good times. It's a shame they left. We were in Atlanta last week and I got to go to Kroger and that was fun. As you know, if you watched our $5 video, the $5 video I did, you'll see that we went to Kroger and we got a great deal on eggs. And besides that dozen eggs that I showed for the video, since we were there for almost a week, I got another carton of eggs. It was one of those like the big flats with like 2.5 dozen eggs in it, and I got that for like $4.50. And so me and Andrew and my friends, we ate a lot of eggs that week for breakfast. Catching up all this y'all here. Hey Kirsty and Vaughn in Australia, so happy to have you here. The cheese selection at Aldi and Lidl. So I need to go to Lidl. I went once and I just think I wasn't quite in the right frame of mind when I went, and I just wasn't like, I didn't like it, but to be fair, I thought the same thing the first time I went to Aldi in Raleigh years and years and years ago. So now I love Aldi. So I think it just maybe wasn't the right timing for me and I gotta give it another chance. All right, let me get this garlic. I got a couple garlic cloves here. I'm gonna get those chopped up so that way I can add them to saute for a couple minutes in with my veggies here. Whoops. Actually, before I do that real quick, I want to do my sausage. Just kidding. So I have half a sausage. We ate the other half last night. I got this for like $2.50. The Dollar Tree price increase. Man, don't even get me started on that. I mean, I hope that. So I hate that the products are more expensive. That's just, you know, like a pain. You know, now I gotta go to Walmart to get party supplies for $1, I guess. But I hope that that they'll keep most of the food at the price point it's in, and that they're not gonna raise the food to $1.50. At least not. I mean, I know some things they've raised. Like I know, like Idaho and instant potatoes, they've raised to $1.50. The ramen they've raised to $1.50. But like they're also carrying cans of beans for $1 now and cans of vegetables for 75 cents. So I'm at least hoping that if anything, we end up with a, you know, variety of food that gives people who like need to rely on food more options, or at least like as many options as they had before. Because like, you know, me not being able to get random cheap products like party supplies and like, you know, little cheap kitchen items and stuff like that for $1.25 is mildly annoying, but like, you know, I want people to like still have access to food. And I have issues with how they went about the price increase, because they spent all this time labeling so many of their items with permanent $1.25 stickers, and then they just like Sharpied over them or put a red sticker over them, and that's shady to me. Like if it is marked already with $1.25, you shouldn't be able to just cross out the price and put a higher price on it. Like that's my real beef. I saw someone say that Dollar General's dollar section is great. Yes, I've started going to Dollar General for some stuff for sure, because Dollar Tree just is like, I understood the raise to $1.25 because they had stayed at $1 for such a long time. Like, but the very quick movement to $1.50, I ain't ready for it. Thank you so much, Ashley. Welcome, Jillian. Glad that you could catch me live this time. So I've got my sausage sauteing in my pan here. That's not fully cooked. I'm just getting a little bit of color on that, so that will not need long. Welcome to the rice and bean squad, Nana. Awesome. Love it, love it, love it. So if any of y'all missed, I did go ahead and start memberships. And basically what you'll get, so I want to start out by saying that anyone who has no interest in becoming a member, I'm not paywalling any of my like normal content. I don't want to do that. That's like really important to me. But basically, you know, people who have been so generous to contribute to the channel anyway, like the people who are gifting in my my lives and are doing super thanks and things like that, I'm hoping that this is like something that they can get a little bit of something extra if they want to support the channel. And like I had people asking about like Patreon and things like that. And so basically what my memberships entail is like I'm going to do some like, you know, just kind of like casual members only shorts and like some behind the scenes and sneak peeks and things like that. But like anyone who is like, nah, I don't need to pay anything, memberships are not for me, like you're still going to get all of my, everything that you've always been had. Like I'm not going to take my regular videos and put them behind a paywall or anything like that. I was here first before you started, then got distracted. That is relatable. I get distracted a lot. Andrew makes fun of me for it. Alright, finish up with this garlic because almost ready to put everything in the rice cooker. That in, and I'm just gonna let the garlic saute for like a minute or two until it starts to get a little brown, nice and fragrant, and then it's all gonna be going in the rice cooker. Pam asked, how do we join? It's hard for me to set describe from my end because it doesn't show me the options from my end. I think that either from like the channel page, when on the subscribe button there's a little plus sign and it lets you join from there, and there might be an option like directly in the chat to join. But like I said, it's not good at showing me my options like from my side. Squirrel. Yeah, that's relatable. Alright, I'm gonna point the camera down real quick and show you. Yay, Melissa! So happy to have you. Alright, so here's what I've got going on. Sorry it's so shaky. I'm going to lift the camera back up in just a second here, but I just want to show y'all. So I got all my veggies, I got my sausage, I got my garlic, and then I'm going to let this cook for 30 to 60 more seconds. In fact, I'm going to turn the heat off now because this pan will retain the heat. Lift y'all back up here. Ah. Maybe a little bit higher. Try not to chop off the top of my head here. I cook like your granny. I mean, I feel like that's a compliment. Like, heck yeah. I definitely am down with some granny cooking. Have I ever made squirrel? No, not because I would be against cooking it and eating it. I just have never had the opportunity to do so. All right. This is just about ready to all go in my rice cooker. I got this rice cooker at the thrift store, $15. It was brand new, like it didn't have a box, but it was like very clearly brand new. It was marked as new. The paperwork and everything was in it. And one of my friends was like, Lisa, because they came over and they saw my like, you know, widening variety of my rice cookers and my pressure cookers, and they're like, Lisa, like, what is going on? And I'm like, they serve different purposes, okay? Like I love, so the Instant Pot can cook rice, but I like cooking rice better in a rice cooker. I don't know, I just think it's easier, it comes out nicer. I don't need to deal with like having the pot come to pressure, things like that. It's just like stick it in, turn it on, I know it's gonna be perfect, and then if I don't like get to eat it for a while, I know that it's still gonna be, you know, kept perfectly ready to eat, even if it takes me another hour to get around to eating it. Do I know how to cook deer meat? I do not. I grew up around eating deer because, you know, I had like friends and family who hunted and processed it, but I have never actually cooked it myself. Don't worry, Vanessa. I knew it was meant as a compliment. I took it as one. Let me see. Let me do this part real quick. It's easier to do in the Instant Pot because I can take the lid off out of the way. But that's okay. There we go. Did it all left-handed too. Granted, I know from y'all that looks like it's my right hand because it mirrors it. I did not realize it until people kept asking me what was going on. Like, you know, they're like, I didn't know you were left-handed. I'm not. It mirrors it for the lives, which is funny though because like I don't see it. I don't notice that it's mirrored when I'm watching it in the camera, but it is. B says your best friend lives in North Carolina. Heck yeah. Oh, that is so awesome, man. Internet friends that you like meet later on, and I love it. Have you ever had pen pals? Funny story about that. So when I was just, you know, a very, very, very young teenager, you know, just becoming a teenager, the internet was a place, you know, it was like the pre-social media place. You know, it was the age of chat rooms and message boards, and the thing then was there were these pen pal websites where you would just put your full legal name, your real address, your age, and things that you were interested in, and people would send you letters. And it's like one of those things where, like, you know, I didn't have any bad experiences, and you know, I didn't actually hear about anyone having any bad experiences with those sites. But it was like, yeah, I was like 13, 14 years old, writing my name and address and my age and all the things that I was interested in on random pen pal websites. But I mean, I had pen pals across the country. I had pen pals from, I remember I had one in Turkey who I was really good friends with for a long time. I lost touch with them all, but yeah, I mean, I had like a lot of international, like worldwide pen pals. So I mean, it was cool. Mark and Ryan from Ireland. Hey, happy to have you here. Did I grow up in North Carolina? I did not grow up in North Carolina. I grew up in New Jersey. I'm a South Jersey native. I've been living in North Carolina longer than I lived in New Jersey at this point, but my formative years were definitely in New Jersey. All right, let me get this seasoned and water added and all so that way I can actually start it, and then we can chat. So I'll add a couple cups of water. I only did a cup of rice. But when I add all these extra ingredients, I like to add just a little bit of extra water because like some of them may soak up a little bit of the water. I'm going to use this chicken and tomato bouillon. Just, you know, measuring with my heart there. And I buy these in like the big containers, but I have small ones of this, the chicken and the beef, and then just refill them from the beef or from the big containers. And like, I love it. It works out so nicely. Get some pepper in there because we love some black pepper. Some garlic. I'm trying to, as I'm seasoning, I'm trying to remember if there's anything that I'm forgetting that I meant to put in. I'm not going to put any salt just because I've got that, the bouillon in there has a lot of salt. So like if I feel like I need to add any, I will. But as of right now, like if I'm adding bouillon, I like to be a little more, I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but I'll wait to add the salt. Oh, Duck Dynasty. Yeah, my grandpa, when he was still alive, he used to always ask me about them and lizard lick towing. And then I've got some, so that was a Cajun style seasoning that I get from the Dollar Tree that I added. And then I've got some red pepper flakes that I actually grew these peppers, and I was trying so hard to make like grow 4 times as many peppers this year. They're Aleppo peppers. Makes the best red pepper flakes, and like I said, that's the pepper that's been rotting on the plant for some reason before they even start to ripen, unfortunately. So we'll see. I could get a real good fall crop because here who can say, because the weather is so kind of unpredictable. But like we've had our first frost not come until November, and so I could get a really good fall crop of peppers. But we'll see. If not, like next year's gonna be my year. I can feel it. But yeah, I have these. I dried the peppers, and they're like, whoops, such a good pepper. They're not super spicy, but like they have a lot of depth of flavor. I really should pick a different container to put them in though, because every time I open it, a bunch falls out the top. And my counter's clean, so I'll just, wipe them up and add them to my dish. But it's just like a mild pain. Let me think. Is there anything else that I wanted to add into here? I think that was it for now. We'll see. It'll be like 15 minutes in, and then I'll be like, oh my gosh, I forgot XYZ. This one. There we go. White rice. That's it. And like I said, this entire dish could be made in the rice cooker. I just think it tastes better when I saute the veggies and like the sausage and stuff like that. I also have some shrimp that I'm gonna add, but I don't want to add the shrimp until close to the end. I'm gonna cook the shrimp in the pan too. It'll cook in here. Like I've cooked meat in rice cooker plenty of times, but it's gonna taste best if I cook it in the cast iron pan with some butter. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'll just add that at the very end. And even if I was gonna cook it in here, I would probably wait until there was like 5 minutes left, and then I would just put the shrimp in on top, because like, who wants overcooked shrimp? My hair matches my tights a little bit. Here, let me get my. So because I can't reach stuff in my cabinets, I have a footstool here. My hair is a little brighter, but yeah, I have one of these like $8 stools, and I'm on that thing like every day in the kitchen. I had a gift card for Penzies and got some Aleppo pepper. Awesome. I've heard such good things about their spices. I've heard their spices are like fantastic. Yeah, I need to redo the pink in my hair. It's finally, it's crazy. I did it back after Thanksgiving last year, and it's just now really starting to, be gone. I almost did it last week before I went to Atlanta with my friends. But we were staying in an Airbnb, and I didn't know what color I didn't know what color the towels and the pillowcases were gonna be. And my hair, like when I freshly do my hair, I run the risk that the color is gonna bleed a little bit onto the towels and the pillowcase. So I was like, I'll wait. Plus, like, I like to wait till the summer's like really, really done, and I'm not gonna be going swimming and stuff. So I already have my pink to refresh it. Like, I got the dye to refresh it. I just gotta decide when I'm gonna do it. I want to visit my cousin in Florida next month, and so I might wait until after that trip just because I know we're gonna go in the ocean. So we'll see. What's my guilty pleasure snack? I love Takis. Yeah, that's actually probably an easy answer. I love Takis. I definitely like salty, savory snacks more than sweets, unless it's ice cream. Like, ice cream is my favorite thing. That's actually why I'm not making a dessert tonight. So Andrew helped out a couple of our friends like a week and a half ago, basically to repair something of theirs, and they brought us a bunch of ice cream from like this local ice cream place called Goodberries, and so we've got a bunch of that in the freezer. So that's why I'm not making any dessert tonight. Otherwise, maybe my next live I'll do it. I remembered that I have this recipe. I haven't made it in like 10 years, but it's like a small batch cupcake recipe. It basically makes enough to make 2 cupcakes. So I'll probably do that maybe in my next live. But for right now, I was like, we got a lot of ice cream in the freezer, and honestly, like, ice cream is my #1 favorite dessert. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna have for dessert. Cool Ranch Doritos is my guilty pleasure. So I love the purple bag. What are they? The sweet chili or something like that? I don't know. It's the purple bag. That's my favorite Dorito, and they are one of my favorite snacks. There's also this brand that we just got recently because they don't sell them in Raleigh, but we got them at in Virginia when we were in Virginia at Kroger. They're called Outlaw Snacks, and they have like their own versions of like nacho cheese chips. They're like queso something or other. And then they also have these like queso cheese puffs, and they're so good. And they don't sell them in Raleigh, and it drives me crazy because they're so good. Probably good for me that they don't sell them because I don't buy a lot of chips as snacks. Usually I only get chips as snacks if we're going on a road trip somewhere, or if we're going to a party or something. But like, I don't usually buy chips as just like a regular like snack in the house kind of thing. Yeah, so it's probably good that we don't have them locally, but they're so good. We definitely, and because they sell them at Kroger, and so because we were in Atlanta last week, they had them, so we bought them there too. Melissa, you've never had a Taki? I don't think you're a wimp. They're not even, I wouldn't even say they're really spicy. Like, they're super tart because of like the lime. So it's like, it's a little bit spicy, but it's more like it's got that lime, like mouth puckering kind of flavor to it. I wish they would make Doritos with twice as much lime. I think they have a version that's meant to like compete with Takis. I think I saw that flavor in the store. I wouldn't buy them just because I would rather just have the Takis. And I mean, a Taki is basically like a Dorito that's rolled up into a little cylinder. That's how they make them. Sweet potato chips are surprisingly good. I do love a sweet potato chip. My mom got these like puffs. Oh God, what the heck are they? I can't even think what they are. I shouldn't even brought them up because I can't even describe them. I don't know. She got these puffs, like jalapeno puffs, something or other from Trader Joe, that are really good. I think they might be made with like chickpeas or something like that. I can't remember. Have y'all ever tasted Mexican candy? Definitely have, but I can't think of any specific like brands or varieties that I have. What am I making tonight? I am making a rice cooker jambalaya inspired kind of dish. So it's onions and peppers and garlic and celery and sausage and rice, and I'm gonna be adding shrimp in a little bit. And it's a recipe. I've made it before, and it's really, really good. So I'm excited for dinner tonight. Cheese and onion potato crisps from Ireland. Anything cheese and onion I love, so that automatically sounds great. veggie straws. I love veggie straws. And then, honestly, like one of the outside of like Takis and like spicy snacks, because I love hot chips, like hot Cheetos, Takis, any kind of like really spicy chips. Love, 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 love. But beyond that, I'm a cheese girl. I love cheese. Like, that's kind of like my friend. It's kind of like a running thing in my friend group is that we are all a little too obsessed with cheese. I love cheese. Like goat cheese, cheese balls, the sharpest of cheddars, baked bries. I love cheese. Actually, I saw a TikTok a few weeks ago where a girl, I think she works as a cheesemonger, and her wedding cake was basically different kinds and wheels of cheese stacked, and then she had a soft cheese on top as their cutting layer, and I love that. I saw someone ask if I'm getting another cat. If I'm getting another cat, the short answer to that is yes. The longer answer is I don't know when, because we're not ready to like intentionally go out and adopt a cat. So like if the cat distribution system decides that it's time for us to have a cat and we come across a stray who needs a home, like 1,000% we're gonna take it. But it's, in terms of like intentionally adopting, we're waiting a little bit. We're just not quite ready yet. All right, trying to keep up with y'all here. Reese's eggs shapes are my weakness. I love any of the Reese's shapes, absolutely. And Andrew makes fun of me because he says I eat them weird, which admittedly I do, because I eat the chocolate off the outside and then I eat the peanut butter. But he also, yeah, I don't know. I'm weird. I'll just accept it. Stanley Tucci's cheese wheel cake at his wedding. For all I know, it could. I mean, I don't know. I guess it was a different person, but yeah, I'm all about a cheese wheel wedding cake. So. Let's see. Make onion cake. Ooh. Yeah, that sounds great. Onion cake, cream cheese and onions. Anything cream cheese and onion. Fantastic. Did I make a roux for my jambalaya broth? No, this is kind of like a shortcut jambalaya. I love to make a roux. Like, give me an opportunity to make a roux, and I do love doing that. But this is just a little shortcut. That's why I say jambalaya inspired, because like, it's got the basic like idea and some of the flavors, and I'm not claiming to make it like an authentic recipe or anything like that. Cream cheese with raspberry chipotle sauce. Ooh, I love a spicy cheese. What did you grow in my garden this year? What did I try to grow? I tried to grow tomatoes. They did the worst. I tried to grow zucchini. That fizzled out. I never got a single zucchini. Cucumbers, I did get a few really good cucumbers. And I got a lot of peppers. I did get a lot of peppers. My Aleppo peppers, doing horrible. But my jalapeno peppers, doing fantastic. My Thai chili peppers, they always do so good. I gave one of my extra Thai chili plants to my friend, and same thing. He's like, how big does this thing get? Because it basically is like a tree. My habanero, also doing great. My habanero pepper plant is from my first year that I did the Dollar Tree garden, and I used the Dollar Tree seeds. And I've been overwintering that plant every year, and so I think this is like the 4th summer that thing has been producing fruit for me, and it just keeps going. Like yeah, if you didn't know, peppers are perennials, and you can overwinter them, like cut them back and then leave them in a garage and water them just enough, like like once every like few weeks or whatever, so that way the roots aren't gonna like completely dry out and die. And then as soon as the temperatures in the springtime get above like 65, 70, you can start putting your pepper out. Like, you don't want them to be out, like those need to be like the low temperature. So I mean, I'll stick my, like if it's a hot sunny day in the spring, I'll stick my peppers out and then I'll put them back in the garage overnight if it's going to be chillier. But that gives you an extra like 8 weeks head start on getting peppers for the summer. Like, I love overwintering peppers. It was a weird garden year. It was a weird garden year. But like I said, I'm feeling good about next summer. Next summer is gonna be my summer. I'm hoping it's gonna be like the best summer. Morgan, you got your cat a sweater today. Oh, good luck. I know my cat would not tolerate anything, but my other friend's cat, she's putting him in cute outfits all the time. I'm like, how did you get such a tolerant cat? My cat would have none of it. Like, you couldn't even do like a cute little like hat or something. I'm jealous that you got too many tomatoes because we got like no tomatoes. It was a sad year for tomatoes. Let's see, let me grab, we'll wipe up all this tomato juice here real quick before I stick my elbow in it. I can hear my rice cooker bubbling away. I love my rice cooker so much. I love both my rice cookers so much. Let me be clear there. Dry that off. All right. Do you have any more videos coming out soon? Yes, I do. I'm in the middle of filming one right now. I'm hoping to get it out by Friday at the latest. That's my hope, is Friday at the latest. And it's gonna be a longer one. I'm always worried that, you know, when I make the longer ones that people are gonna be like, no, this is so long, but most people are like, you guys seem to vibe with the longer videos, so that's good. And I'm really excited about some of the things that I've made in it. And some of the things that I have yet to make in it. All right, finally finishing this bottle that I opened in mid-July. Saw somebody say, pop in from Erie, Pennsylvania. First time watching. You're awesome. Glad to have you. Not a people's kind of cat. Yeah. I saw someone say that their cat likes a sweater when there's snow. So my cat, he loved to be under the covers. Like, he wanted to be under the blankets. That was his thing. He always wanted to be under the blankets, even in the summertime. And like, we would try to put the blanket to where he could jump on the chair and get under it by himself. But if he couldn't, he would pace and like meow at us to get us to do it, or he would come and he would start like pawing at us in a way that was just shy of being painful. The worst was if we had his blanket, or he wanted the blanket that we had on our laps, and he would come and he would start doing that, like that pawing thing that, like I said, it's not like scratching, but it's like just shy of painful to let us know that, like, no, he wants it. Like, he had such a strong personality, and I love that so much. As long as they aren't 5 hours or more, I'm good. I don't have it in me to edit a 5-hour video, so no worries there. When I edit something that's like 55 minutes, it's like it's challenging for me. That level of like paying attention. And you have a great rest of your night too, Melissa. I'm so happy that you were able to join us tonight. Welcome, Dorothy. Good to have you. Rochelle has a black cat named Ariel. Named from the Bible. Nice, nice. YouTube did you dirty, Pam? Oh, you didn't get a notification? Well, at least you're here now, and I'm only like halfway done cooking, so I'm still going to be here for a little while. I told myself that I told Andrew, I was like, yeah, I think the live tonight, I think I'm going to be able to like have it as like an hour. Because like my last couple have been close to 2 hours. I was like, yeah, I think it's going to be like an hour. It looks like we're on 69 minutes. So clearly you know what, brevity is not, I tell people, I'm like, brevity is not my strong point. And the joke in my friend group is that like when people are trying to like leave at the end of the night at like parties and things like that, it's like they do like the, you know, the quote unquote Irish goodbye around me, because I'll start talking to them and it'll be like an hour later and they're like, Lisa, I was supposed to leave. Like, you tricked me. So brevity is not my strong point. That's why I'm not like a short form content creator. I find it, even though it's only like a 2-minute video or a 1-minute video, I find it so hard to do short content. That's why I'm only doing short content for like, you know, like I said, I'm gonna do them for my members as like very casual, you know, I don't need to worry about editing as much, things like that. All right, Mike, I'm so excited that you made it. Single dad, lots of respect for that. Michelle, I'm in Richmond, we're almost neighbors. Yeah, Richmond's not far at all. April says your first ever live chat. Awesome, I'm glad you can make it. So someone said that they adopted a dog. I haven't tried to put any clothes on him yet. I don't know, are dogs easier? I just assume that dogs would be easier to get to wear clothes than cats. What am I making? Just got here. I'm doing a jambalaya inspired kind of rice cooker dish. So I got onions and peppers and celery and sausage, and I'm gonna make some shrimp to go with it in a little bit. But the shrimp I got is easy peel, so it's already like deveined and like part of the cleanup is done for me, so I should be able to like process that pretty quick. So I see Morgan says that your dad encouraged your interest in cooking starting at the age of 3. Then didn't pretend that he didn't know how to make rice when you were 14, so you take over. That's funny. But that's awesome that he like encouraged you to like learn how to cook and things like that, because like I went into adulthood not really knowing how to cook. I could make grilled cheese and macaroni and cheese, not like homemade macaroni and cheese, like, you know, the box of Kraft macaroni and cheese. Yeah, not a lot. I can make fried potatoes though. That is the one thing that I like. My grandmom who has passed, she taught that I would ride my bike like 1.5 miles to her house, and she would make me fried potatoes, or I'd make my own fried potatoes. But that was the one thing that I came out of my teenage years knowing how to cook for myself, is fried potatoes. Those are the best shrimp to buy, easy peasy. Yeah, and they were the cheapest. That's actually why I bought them, is because they were the cheapest. They were $8 a pound, and so I just got I got just under half a pound, because that's plenty for just me and Andrew for dinner, where there's also sausage and rice and like all these veggies and stuff. Hey Patty, so happy to have you here. I'm so happy that you enjoy my content. Like I said, the greatest compliments I could get is when like my content is useful to somebody. It is 3:13 a.m. here. Whew, that's late. Actually, I guess that makes sense. I'm like doing math in my head. I'm like, oh, I know that. Let's see, Morgan says, my grandparents all said I was a better cook than them by the time I was 14, including my Italian cook grandpa. That's impressive. I do not particularly come from a family of cooks. You know, like I feel like each of my relatives has like a dish that's like their thing, except for my cousin. He is actually literally a cook. Like he went to like Culinary Institute of America, and like actually he's a real cook. Hopefully, what I would really like is when I visit him next month, I was thinking it'd be really fun to do a live at his apartment and have him cook with me. So I'm hoping that things will line up that we can do that together. April says, "How's my mom?" My mom is great. She did a half marathon today. So a year ago she hadn't even done a 5K. You asked her to run a mile a year ago, she would look at you like you were nuts. But she did a half marathon today, and she was hoping that, so like last weekend the weather was like cool. It was like a high like in the low 70s, and like the weather is about to go right back down into the low 70s, and then today it was like 91. And so she was intimidated because it was going to be hot and she doesn't do well in the heat. But yeah, she said that like there were like 50 people who dropped out, and like people were like getting sick and things like that, and she did it. So I'm super proud of her because yeah, I think a few weeks ago she did her first 5K, and then today she did a half marathon. So like, go her. Let's see, Stacy, I'm so happy that you definitely learned some things from me. Some homemade tortillas and bread. I love it. Like, knowing how to cook the basics is such a valuable skill, and it tastes so good. Radioactive shrimp. Oh my god. Did you guys hear like the Walmart the song that was going around, the radioactive shrimp from Walmart? I won't torture y'all too much with singing, but you know, it's like in the tunes, the video killed the radio star. I love those videos. Mike Blythe, I am so happy to hear that. Like I said, the greatest compliment that I can ever get is that my content was helpful to someone. Like, I enjoy making YouTube videos, it's super fun, but like when people tell me that it's helpful for them, like that is the highest praise I could absolutely get. Michelle says, I taught you how to make pierogies. Heck yeah, everybody should know how to make some pierogi. I thought they were going to be way harder than they were, and they're not hard at all. They're so achievable for everyone. Pam, you should definitely try making homemade noodles. Like, absolutely. Like, they're definitely achievable, and like homemade pasta always tastes so good. Yeah, I saw that Rebecca at Dollar Tree Dinners gave me a shout out. That's super awesome. Like, I love I watch TikTok more, and I don't really watch like people who do the same type of content that I do. It's not necessarily intentional. Like, I definitely watch Rebecca's content every so often because she's awesome. And it comes across my TikTok feed. And like I said, I mostly watch TikTok. But I get nervous like watching other people within like the budget and frugal food niche, that like, because I noticed that we have a tendency to do similar videos at the same time, and so I'm like worried that people are gonna think that I'm, you know, if I do a video that's the same exact kind of topic as someone else at the same time, that like I'm copying them. So like, as a creator, it makes me feel a lot more confident in the things that I'm doing if I'm not necessarily like following all of the other creators in my niche, but I do follow them occasionally, and I think that they're all like super awesome human beings who are doing really cool stuff. Seeing if my timer came on yet, because I think when the timer comes on, that's when I'll start working on the shrimp. Erica says, as an artist, I totally get this. Yeah, it's tricky. Like, I love the content that other people are doing, but like, I feel more confident in myself and the things I'm doing if I just like focus on what I'm doing. Otherwise I'm comparing myself to other people. I'm nervous about like stepping on toes. I'm nervous about seeing my audience thinking that I'm doing things because I'm, you know, trying to emulate other people. I don't know. It's probably silly. Yeah, it's probably a silly thing, but thank you so much, Stacy. I appreciate you so much. Homemade pasta intimidates me, especially since I enjoy the nicer style of noodles. So yeah, I get that. And so the homemade pasta recipe that I use, I feel like it's a very basic intro, straightforward pasta recipe, and it's one that's easy for me to remember because it's just, you know, 2 cups of pasta, 1 egg, a half cup of water. Like, it's just easy for me to remember in my head, the 2, 1, half. And I think it comes out with like a solid, good pasta every time. But there's definitely other pasta recipes where you could easily achieve, like, it's just a different combination of ingredients, but like the process is still all the same. And so you can get that higher quality pasta as well. Like, it's definitely super, super achievable. Thank you so much, Michelle. I really appreciate you. Y'all are I really appreciate y'all. Hey Susan, happy to have you. Shell, I see you have your culinary arts degree. I learned from you, which is crazy to me. Like, because I mean, I just like, I have no professional education. You know, I got a little bit of YouTube University and old school food blogger education, but otherwise, I mean, I learned to cook because I cook every day. Like, I cook for my household almost every single day. Andrew does cook too. Like, I don't want to claim to do 100% of the cooking, because Andrew, he definitely cooks as well, and he does, like, he has some things that he cook that I let him be the master of that. Like steaks and burgers and ribs, those are all Andrew's territory. Manya P, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Y'all are spoiling me. I knew more than 2 of my classmates put together who had gone to culinary training course during high school. It was wild. Actually, that's how my cousin got into cooking. He has a culinary arts degree. He was, you know, a Vokey kid, a Voc Tech kid. Oh my God, Erica, y'all are killing me. I appreciate y'all so much. This is. So I made my post, my community post, being like, hey, like, if you guys also have nothing else to do on a Saturday night, but like, this is absolutely the way to spend my Saturday night, like hanging out and cooking and chatting with y'all. Like, this is such a good time. I really love being here with y'all. Alice says, Lisa, here's definitely something I have learned from you. You cut meat up and serve it as part of a larger dish. Yeah, and that's 100%, because my experience is that if I don't cut it up, I'll end up with just all of the sides, or all of the, like, yeah, there'll be no meat in the dish if I don't cut it up. If I serve it as like larger portions, like, the meat will 100% get eaten, and then I won't have any. I'm sorry, I'm so distracted by y'all. I keep seeing the little donations pop up, and it's just, I don't know how, like, I'm so appreciative, and like, I don't know verbally how to, like, properly express that. It's, yeah. Ruby Red, so happy to have you here. I love that you love my videos, Mark. Oh my God, y'all are killing me. Let me hide behind my wine glass for a second. It's like hanging out with old friends, chatting with you. I hope so. That is the vibe I would love to have. Like, just friends hanging out, cooking some dinner. Oh, this went to 8 minutes. I gotta grab my shrimp out of the fridge in a second here. I took one culinary class to learn and ended up taking all classes. So fun. Yeah, absolutely. I always wonder if I was going back. Nah, I don't know. I've never had any interest in working professionally in like a culinary or restaurant environment, so I don't know that if I could go back, I would necessarily go for a culinary degree. I'm pretty happy with how I, like, my, you know, cooking learning progression happened. Let me get my shrimp out of the fridge real quick. All right, so I didn't get a lot of shrimp because I didn't feel like this dish needed a lot of shrimp. But so yeah, I spent, I don't know if you can see because it might be reversed, but I spent $3.36. It's some wild caught 16-20 count Argentinian easy peel shrimp. and that was the best value that was at Harris Teeter tonight. I know my like local Harris Teeter store, they tend to do the prices can vary a lot. I don't know if it was on sale or if it was just, I'm gonna use my cutting board because I'm not putting anything else on here tonight. But yeah, I don't know if it was on sale for the week or if it was just they, you know, getting close to their like, we need to use this up by date, and so they marked it down. But it was $8 a pound, and like I said, this is plenty for just me and Andrew for a single dinner. Like, I know it's not a lot, but like it's almost half a pound, so, and it's easy peel, so theoretically it should be easy to do. Although it doesn't have the split. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I think that's what they're talking about. Waiting on my new stove. My oven went out. Oh no, but I know that life. I had that happen a couple years ago. And I love the stove that I have now. I'm enjoying the relaxing atmosphere. That's good. I love that. Cause that's the vibes that I want to have. And it's so funny. So Andrew and I like to play video games together. And the game that, one of my favorite games, it just became available for free via like our PlayStation membership. It's called Stardew Valley, and it is a like chill vibes, farming and fishing and like foraging and like mining and a little bit of monster hunting kind of game. And I had it on the Switch, but you know, we couldn't play together then because we only have our one Switch between us. But because it's on a system now for free, well, you know, include it in our like membership or whatever, where we both have it, it means we can play together, and that's really exciting. Can I do a hair care routine? I don't, so my hair care is pretty basic. Basically, when I don't use heat on my hair, except for like, I let it almost dry, and I only use heat for the last couple minutes, like when it's almost fully dry. If I do just a little teeny bit of blow drying, my hair will dry completely straight, but like I mostly let it air dry. And then the only things I do, like I use cheap shampoo and conditioner. Like I just have like Tresemme shampoo and conditioner. But I have it's a Redken acidic bonding formula that the girl who does my hair suggested, because I was having a little bit of like problems with breakage. But it's like a pre-shampoo. And then I do I have from like the same, like same thing, Redken acidic bonding, like a leave-in hair stuff that I can put in to like treat like the individual broken strands if I see them sticking up. But that's pretty much all I do. I really don't do a lot to my hair. I think avoiding heat, like not curling my hair or blowing my hair dry from completely wet, like I think that's the key. I feel bad when people ask about my hair. I wash it, I brush it. I've got 3 girls. It just looks majestic by itself. That's awesome. You know what? Whoops, other way around. Own it. Ashley, I love that game. Heck yeah, Andrew calls me his Stardew Valley girlfriend. And he, because he has an art background, he has an art degree. So for like our anniversary, he drew me this piece of art, and it's the cutest thing ever because it's in like the format of Stardew Valley, and like I need to frame it and put it on the wall because it's so freaking cute. I am obsessed with it. But he did it like completely in the style of the game, like drew me and him, and like drew like the menu and the style of the game, and I love it so much. Yeah, definitely next year I plan to show more of my garden because it just struggled and suffered so much this year. But yeah, next year I would like to show lots of garden content because I'm so confident that like next year is going to be such a good garden. The game reminds me of SNES Chrono Trigger or Zelda. Do you do Farmville? So funny thing about Farmville, I haven't played Farmville in I don't know how long, I don't remember. Years and years and years. I didn't want to play Farmville. I was so like, I'm not interested in Farmville. And then like my mom had Farmville and she wanted me to play because like you know how like Farmville was is that you get like you know you would ask your friends for like bonuses or like items or gifts. I don't remember. I just remember that you like it was one of those games where having friends made your experience better because of like the items and like bumps and things like that you got. And so I was like, fine, I'll make a farm. And so, but I was like, but it's gonna be better than your farm. And so like I went all out and had this like crazy, perfectly like structured, picture perfect Farmville try hard farm. I was like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it good. But I know I haven't touched it in like over like I feel like it's probably been over a decade. I don't know. I am a Candy Crush girl though. I do love some Candy Crush. I'd love to see a video with you and Andrew cooking some dollar menu dinners. Yeah, Andrew be down for that. He's always down to get on camera. And I'm gonna give these shrimp a quick rinse just to make sure that I don't have any like skins or anything left on them. My rice cooker's done, but it'll keep my food fresh and ready to go. And the shrimp is only going to take a couple minutes to cook. I miss Cityville. I don't think I've ever heard of that one. How did you and Andrew meet? I had a party at my house, and one of our like mutual friends brought Andrew, and that's pretty much how we met. So good thing I had a good little party era in my life. Anyone else having audio going in and out? Oh, I hope not too many people. Like, I hope it's not my internet. Oh, the rice cooker was beeping, yes. So hopefully that's the audio that you were hearing weird stuff on. Hopefully that was just the rice cooker and that you can hear me all right now. Kirsty says it is 2:30 in the morning. Well, I'm glad that we could be we could hang out together late night. All right. I should have turned my pan on soon. I also probably should have cleaned it out while it was still warm, but it'll be all right. Turn the heat back on there. I'm coming right back. I'm just grabbing some butter. Because I feel like if I'm making shrimp, I might as well have butter. This one's almost. Let me grab the last little bit of butter on here. Grab a little bit here. Butter is definitely my preferred fat to cook shrimp in. Set this back over here. I'll let that heat back up for a second. I'm a Candy Crush 2 girl too. Heck yeah, Jessica. Wow, level 19,000. Whew. So my thing is I have neglected to play it for like large chunks of time. So I am definitely not anywhere near that level. That's impressive. I know it's a 4-digit number, or am I a 5-digit? I might have hit 10,000. can't remember. I go through phases where I'll hardcore play Candy Crush for a few weeks, and then I won't touch it for a few months, and then I'll hardcore play it for a few weeks, and then I won't touch it for a few months. Let's see. I love the video where Andrew made the pretzel hot dog buns. Oh my gosh. That's like one of his signature recipes right now. Like, so there was one of my friends got married a few months ago, and so for the bachelorette party, a few of my friends who were also going to the bachelorette party, we all met at my house, and Andrew drove us downtown so that we wouldn't have to worry about like drinking and driving and stuff like that. So drove us all downtown, and then when he picked us up and brought us back, he had so instead of pretzel buns, he made them into pretzel bites and had like queso cheese to go with them waiting for us. Ooh, that was good. But yeah, that's his dish to impress right now. And it does impress. Like, they're so good. Let me get a little bit of seasoning on my shrimp. Season the counter a little bit too, apparently. I brought this with me to Atlanta. That's the same way my husband and I met. Only it was him having the party, and I was the friend of a friend. Nice. And you've been together for 21 years. Congratulations. I love that. All right. Got my shrimp all seasoned up. And I'll let this pan heat up for like another minute, and then I'll get the shrimp in there. I think I'll grab out a little metal tongs to actually do that. And you know what's crazy is that I would try to give my cat shrimp when we would cook shrimp, and he no interest whatsoever, which is crazy because his favorite cat food was shrimp, was like the fancy feast with the little tiny mini shrimp in it. But when I tried to cook him like fresh, unseasoned shrimp, no interest. The only food that he wanted was potato chips and tortilla chips. Yep, that was what he wanted. He wanted carbs. Michelle, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. Are Andrew and I engaged? Not yet, but probably not very long. Yeah, Andrew's definitely a keeper. Absolutely, 100%. I feel so normal right now. I'm in the same time zone as Lisa, about to throw ribs in the slow cooker for my partner's dinner at 2 a.m. I love it. Yeah, it's just me and Andrew tonight, so, I mean, late night dinner. Andrew being an overachiever. Now, he's just the right level of achiever. He makes some really good egg dishes, too. He's very good about like a weekend brunch. He'll offer, like, even if I'm planning to cook myself something and I say that I'm going to cook myself something, he'll just go ahead and cook something for me. How did I learn to cook? I learned to cook from food blogs and YouTube videos. I did not grow up learning how to cook or anything like that. I just, suddenly was an adult and I needed to teach myself how to cook, and so that's what I did. And I cook almost every day, and so that's basically how I learned to cook, is I cook the majority of our meals. Is my mom a fan? Oh, I was like, what? I was like, do you mean of my food, my YouTube, me and Andrew? All three. She's a fan of all three. my mom pretty much, like, she already views Andrew as, like, her other kid. So he's got it good there. All right, I think I'm almost hot enough here to get these shrimp in my pan. Have you had any funny disasters? Probably. I'm trying to think, what's funny? I mean, I feel like the answer is definitely. I just don't know if I can think of any off the top of my head. I broke a pile of glasses last week, but that wasn't very funny. I was making a like a big fruit salad in a watermelon bowl to take over to my friends, and there was a couple of pint glasses stacked right here, and I like elbowed them off to the side, and of course they were both Andrew's, specifically his glasses. I thought I was gonna have a full, you know, crash out meltdown there for a second, but it all worked out, and Andrew wasn't upset with me, thankfully. All right, I'm gonna use one of these. So I've only got, you know, 8 shrimp here, but they're a good size, and that's, I mean, that's honestly, 4 shrimp each is plenty for one dinner. My thing's not quite as hot as I thought it was. I'm gonna hold off on 1 minute longer, and then we'll throw them in. Dinner will be done in like 5 minutes. By the way, my cat, Mr. PJ, is 22 years old. That is awesome. I was hoping that's what my cat was gonna get to, but it did not work out that way, but maybe the next one. Hobbies outside of cooking. I like gardening, I like reading, I like video games. I don't know, I guess like crafting in general. Kayaking, hiking, backpacking, camping. I had for a moment there, I was like, what are my hobbies? I love hot yoga. You made a wedding cake on the hottest day of the year and it melted. So, funny story related to that. My best friend, when she got married, one of her friends made the cake made them the cake as the wedding gift, and it was a Nutella, and then what's the candy? How do you pronounce it? The Ferrero Rocher. It was Nutella Ferrero Rocher cake. And they had to cut the cake like an hour earlier than they were expecting, because the reception was outdoors in June, and they had the cake out, and the cake, like, as like, you know, it started doing one of these, and there's like, which is it's they did not mind, because the cake tasted great regardless, and the photos of them like dismantling the tiers before they could fall down were like, they were so good. Like, it ended up being, like, one of those, you know, really fun moments, even if it wasn't what they were expecting. I have 2 rescues that are only 2 years old. One was hit by a car and laying in the road astray. Today, they're both happy and healthy. I love that. I love that so much. I've never actually, like, gone out and intentionally adopted a cat. All of my cats have been strays that found their way to me, so that like speaks to me a lot. I still have nightmares thinking of that wedding. Fair. Was it me and Andrew make a cook-off video one day? Oh, I don't know. That might be. So Andrew and I, we get along really, really well in the kitchen, but it's because we had to figure out how to get along really well in the kitchen. And part of that is that we, I guess we don't step on each other's toes about recipes that like we have a vision for that we're really confident in. But we also can work together really well in the kitchen if we're like both working on the same thing. All right, I'm probably ready to put these shrimp in here. You hear them sizzling? I hear them sizzling a little bit. You guys probably can't, but I hear them sizzling a little bit. little bit of tail left, but that's okay. Do any of y'all eat your shrimp with the skin on, like with the shell on? It's not really skin, but like with the shell on, like fry them up and eating with the shell on? I would like to be brave enough to do that, because I know you can. I know they're edible. Welcome back, Michelle. Yeah, like I said, brevity is not my strong point. We're almost done with dinner, but I told Andrew, I was like, yeah, the live's gonna be like an hour long tonight. Like, I'm cooking in the rice cooker. That means it's gonna be quick. Did I remove my pink hair? No. I mean, it's just slowly washing out. I just haven't gotten around to redoing it yet. It's still there. I'm getting ready to redo it. I almost redid it last week, but it wasn't the right timing, I felt like. Pam says, I've so enjoyed watching you become more and more comfortable and confident with your content. Yeah, definitely with the lives, for sure. Like, I definitely feel a lot better on the lives. Like, I feel like the first time I was on a live, I was like hands shaking, like, oh gosh, I don't know, like, I don't want to mess up. But no, I feel like I've very, very much more comfortable now, and hopefully continuing to get more comfortable. By the way, let me show you. There's my little shrimpies cooking up in my pan. As soon as they're done, I will be ready to pop this open and eat. Go ahead, I guess, and put the lids on my spices here. Oh, that's right. I thought I was putting the wrong lids on the jars for half a second there. Yeah, I just know, like in like hot pot and things like that, people will eat the shells, and like in a lot of Asian cooking, I've seen people they just eat the entire shrimp with the shell. So I'm like, well, I mean, yeah, no, my first live, I was terrified. My first live. If you're talking about the one back in the day. I think I made Korean fried chicken, maybe. I don't know. I was super terrified that live. But, you know, like, we got good vibes all around here, good crowd. I haven't, you know, knock on wood, done anything too terribly embarrassing on live yet. But hopefully by the time I do something really embarrassing, I'll be confident enough on live that we can all just laugh about it together. But I used to have a picky boyfriend. That was, so luckily Andrew eats almost everything, but yeah, I had that picky boyfriend lifestyle where he ate even fewer veggies than I did, and I ate almost nothing. So like, it was basically you know, a like chicken nugget mac and cheese lifestyle. I could make pork chops. I think that was about as fancy as I could get. But luckily Andrew eats pretty much everything, and I mean I eat almost everything too, so it's great because we can go out and we can have sushi and like sushi, Korean barbecue, hot pot, you know, all kinds of Mexican dishes. I really love langua. Andrew will eat that no problem. Like, we both like eel and squid and octopus. Flipping my shrimp, and they look good. Let me show you how, like, they're getting golden and beautiful. Oh my gosh. My daughter's boyfriend eats cheese pizza and quesadillas, and that's about it. Well, you know, I mean, I don't know how old they are, but you never know. Like when I was 18, 19, 20, I still was eating not a lot. I was eating salmon because I went and spent a summer in Alaska, and I didn't like have a lot of options because I was in a really remote area. So like I ate what was cooked for me, and that was how I started liking seafood. I had fresh salmon, I had halibut. He's 34. Well, I don't know what to tell you there. I mean, you never know. Maybe, you know, I mean, some people have, like, my mom is like a hardcore texture person. And even when she is willing to try stuff and, you know, she's like, it tastes good, but she just can't get over the texture. So, like, I get that, like, some people are like that. And, you know, that's just how, like, their brain is wired. So, like, I'm not going to fault anyone who, you know, they just can't enjoy certain foods. Like, that's just how it is for them. But, like, people who just aren't willing to try stuff, then, like, that's the case where I'm like, you're missing out. And I know that because that was me for, like, all my teenage years. I missed out on a lot, so hopefully he'll grow out of it. Yeah, I mean, you never know. So yeah, I grew out of it, but that was, I mean, it was much earlier, but why did I spend a summer in Alaska? Mostly just because I really wanted to go to Alaska, and I couldn't afford to go to Alaska for fun, so I found a like a wilderness family camp who was looking for interns. And so I couldn't afford Alaska for fun, so I went to work. But I still got to experience Alaska. It was on a lake where you had to fly in on a float plane. There was no roads there. There were very few neighbors. I mostly, like, I mean, I did a lot of, like, trail work and stuff like that over the summer. Sorry, my mom had good timing there to text me. She just completely derailed my train of thought. But I got to go like water skiing on this beautiful lake with the Alaska Range on one side, which are like these beautiful snow-capped mountains. Even though it was summertime, in the distance I could see Denali. I got to go kayaking and canoeing, and I got to see moose and eat moose, and I didn't see any bears, but I saw lots of signs of bears, lots of bear poop. I got to go backpacking while I was there. Like, it was a really, really good time. Even though, like, I was doing unpaid work all summer, but, like, it really broadened my, like, horizons in a lot of way. Also, like I said, culinarily, because I got to have fresh salmon, I got to have halibut, which I hadn't had. Welcome back, Andrew.
Hi.
Food's almost done.
Cool. Smells great.
You missed when I was complimenting you and we were having like a Andrew is awesome conversation.
We'll have to rewatch it.
Did I go fishing? I almost got to go fishing. I almost got to go with the people I was staying with to the Kenai to do their collect their salmon allotment. But it just ended up working out. I think it was based on like the guests that were coming in, because like I said, it was like a family camp. I wasn't able to go, but I was so close to being able to go. So sad that I wasn't, but good night, Michelle. It was so great having you here. All right, my shrimp should be done here, so I'm going to pop open my rice here. Watching out for the steam as I open it, because there's plenty of steam. Ooh, that looks good. You see that, Andrew?
Ooh.
Right?
All I need is some seafood.
Let me do this left-handed.
You want to smell?
Huh?
You want to smell?
No, I got it.
Okay. Cool.
Try to show y'all here. And honestly, like, the color looks even deeper in person. That's really good. So I'm gonna give it a little fluff and make sure everything is mixed together well. But this looks good. I should go to, but I want to see dinner plated up. I'm hurrying. We're just about, we're on the home stretch here. Actually, Andrew, what do you want to eat this on? Do you want to eat it on, do you want to eat it in bowls, or do you think we should have it on like,
Let's do the,
like these kind of plates?
yeah, so.
You want to grab another one?
Yeah, I'll grab another one.
Alright, so this is pretty much ready to be served up.
You want the orange one?
It doesn't matter which one.
Okay.
Grab whichever one looks good to you.
The orange.
Or the one that's on top.
Yeah, which is also the orange one.
Alright, so I turn the rice cooker off just so that way it's not going to stay on keep warm and like dry out my rice here. But, yeah, grab your plate, Andrew, and I'll start dishing, dishing this. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm going to need to add, like, I don't feel like I need to add anything to this. It looks great. Add some of my, few of my shrimp right on top because I feel like that's the easiest way to do it. You can skip yours, you don't need to wait. But yeah, look at that. I'm so excited about this. This looks so good.
Ooh.
Hot sauce? Maybe. I'm gonna taste it first before I commit to hot sauce, but there's a good chance that I'll.
I mean, the hot sauce idea though.
I mean, I love hot sauce like on everything. So can you grab me a fork?
You want a fork?
Yeah, I want a fork.
Weirdo.
Sorry. All right. See how this tastes.
I'm gonna be adding hot sauce. It tastes delicious.
But hot sauce on everything.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. Did you eat your shrimp?
I know.
Okay.
I'm in there.
This is very good. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy with this.
But what hot sauce though? We have so many.
The Texas Pete, the garlic, roasted garlic hot sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this turned out so good, y'all. This is such a good dinner.
This way.
Girl, give us some. Come and get it. Dinner served. We'll do the little ringy bell. Ding ding ding. What's our zodiac signs? I'm a Cancer and Andrew is an Aries. Good night, Alice. I'm so happy that you could join in. It was absolutely fantastic having you here.
God.
There's a channel called Alaskan Vibes new on YouTube. Ooh, awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. I love me some. I haven't been to Alaska since I went there as a teenager. I've been dying to go back. I love some Alaska content. Don't watch without snacks. Fair. That's why, I figure I'm so late in the evening that most people would either have eaten dinner or are eating dinner while watching.
The hot sauce is nice.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Mm.
I'll grab some in a minute. But yeah, the hot sauce is it's a Texas Pete sauteed garlic hot sauce. I got it from the Dollar Tree for $1.25. My local grocery store sells it for $2, so definitely a good buy. Rochelle's sleepy. Stacy's got to go. Fair. Honestly, I'm about to get off too, so that way we can go and sit and watch something together, finish eating, then we're gonna play some video games, maybe some Stardew Valley together.
Yeah, she might get me to play it. I mean, I do kind of want to play it with her.
What kind of rice did I use? I used just basic long grain, the cheap rice. It's the 50-pound bag from Sam's specifically, nothing fancy. Simple Living Alaska. I'll check that out. All right, well, yeah, I think we're gonna wrap this up so that way we can sit and eat together. But I appreciate y'all so much for joining me. I had such a fantastic time tonight. We're night owls. We are night owls, especially on a Saturday night. Saturday nights are our like, yeah, we stay up late, we eat dinner late, we play video games half the night. That's, yeah. But it was so great hanging out with y'all and chatting with y'all. I hope, like I said, I'm halfway through working on another video, so I'm hoping to have that out by the end of the week. And I don't know when my next live will be, but I'm really enjoying the lives, so I'm definitely trying to do like at least like 1 or 2 of those a month. So hopefully I'll see y'all live again soon. And yeah, I had a really great time hanging out with y'all, and I will see you again soon. Now's the awkward part where I try to remember how to end my live.